Hi again then guys, and so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 drag spec tune for you today, and this time it's for a real brilliant sleeper vehicle. It's the Subaru Legacy, and this is the Touring Wagon GTB version, which is the older shape Legacy. So you want your racing soft tyres. For suspension we've increased the ride height to 140 front and rear. Springs we've got 250 on the back, 6 on the front, dampers 4 on the front, 1 on the back, and for extension 4 on both. Anti-roll as high as possible as usual to keep the car going straight and true. Neutral camber and toe to get as much tyre contact to the road as possible. For the gearbox we've got the highest auto setting, then we've rounded off the gears to 2.4 on the first one, second, third, fourth and fifth all the way to the left, and 6th on 0.510 with a final drive of 4.2. For the diff, the highest initial torque for that explosive launch, high acceleration and low braking bias. We've got a torque split of 40-60 on this one. All the power upgrades obviously, and I will be using NOS on this run. And obviously you want weight loss. Traction control you definitely want turned off with any vehicle that you plan on using for drag racing. And as usual I am using an automatic box, so if you do choose to go for manual, obviously you will be quicker than this. So as always we're putting it up against a faster, or potentially faster and more powerful vehicle. We're putting it up against the Pozzi Motorsports Camaro, which has 680 horsepower compared to this car's 520. So a significant advantage in power. Obviously this one's all-wheel drive, whereas that one's rear-wheel drive, but still, the Camaro has a massive advantage in both power and torque. So let's see how they compare. So off the line, as you would expect, the all-wheel drive does give you an advantage, but the mid-range power and top-end performance of the Camaro should give it the upper hand. Now, as you can see, it is catching up, but we're well over 1,000 meters and it's still in the lead compared to the Camaro. And the Camaro just passes under the 1,800 meter mark, so considering this car has 160 horsepower less than the Camaro, it's pretty impressive. Plus it's a wagon, so it's an absolute sleeper car. You don't see very many people using this particular Legacy, or many Legacies in general, but this is one of the rarer ones even in the Legacy category. And as you can see, it's a fast car. Even though the Camaro takes the lead, it's still not that far ahead, only 0.3 of a second behind on the 5,000 meter mark. So for a 520 horsepower wagon that isn't even a premium car, it's fast, and it's a brilliant sleeper vehicle. Makes a very good track car as well, incidentally, because of its low weight. Surprisingly low weight, actually. As always, there are far too many specs to read out. This is more of a short-range drag tune, as you'd expect, with the top speed around the 220 mph region. But 0 to 60 arrives in 1.6 seconds, which is pretty rapid for a wagon. It hits 200 mph in just over 16 seconds. It does a standing mile in 22.5 seconds, which is still very quick for its power. It does the quarter mile in 8.8, which is very respectable for its power. And it will cover 3 miles, or 4,800 meters, in well under a minute, which for the vehicle type and for the vehicle's power is, again, very impressive. And even after the whole straight, the Camaro still isn't that far ahead, considering it has 160 horsepower more. And I've not detuned that Camaro. It's running racing softs, NOS, and it's fully tuned with my top speed tune. So it's a quick car, this Legacy, and a brilliant sleeper, because people just don't expect it to be this quick. So for those of you guys who do decide to use this tune, I hope you find it fun and competitive. And if you did find it helpful, feel free to subscribe. I put out new top speed tunes every weekend, every day I should say, new drag tunes every weekend. And that's it for this build, so I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.